Right, found it. So as I was saying, it goes in behind the chrome cover. I'm just going to zoom you out a bit. Goes in behind the chrome cover, just so it sits level on the lever. So what we'll do is I'll just switch back to here. I'll put the chrome cover on first, and then reach in. I'm more blocking your view at the minute. Just reach in and put the washer on there, and then I'm going to turn that upside down and get some Loctite, and just put a drop of Loctite on the end of this nut, end of this bolt, sorry. Put that down there, then I'll spin back round, and then lift this up so that I can get into where the actual linkage is. Take the fucking spark plug lead out from behind that. Right, and then I can start the bolt screwing into the linkage. Seriously. Come on, you fucking ass. Right. That's it. And then just screw, zoom in a little bit so you can see a bit better, and adjust it. Right, so as you can see there, it's on, chrome cover's on. I'll just grab my spanner. In fact, actually I'll use my socket. And just screw that in nice and tight. And that's that. And it's in gear at the minute. That hopefully should be neutral. Yeah, it is. Alright, so I'll just zoom you back out. And also, you might notice that the let's get rid of that plug lead. The whatchamacallit is sitting straight, not straight, it's flat rather than at an angle. You know, you can't see it really from there. But I think we'll just adjust this and bring you back to this forwards. Zoom in a touch. Right, because what we're going to do now that the linkage is, I don't want the gear stick way up there, so we'll find the Allen key, take the end of this off, once that bit I've just screwed off, once I'm happy with where my gear lever's at, I'll unscrew that and I'll put Loctite in it, just so it doesn't like obviously come loose. So I'll just take that off, and I think I'm more likely to have it there. I think decentish sort of a gap. I think if you take it another notch it would be far too low. Yeah. So I think for now I'm just going to leave it like that. Also, I'll just take this off. Also, once you've got this in place, there's a secondary fastening in there as well. So once you've got it where you're happy with it, get an Allen key that fits, and then just tighten that up as well. So right, as I say, when I'm happy with it, all this lot will get Loctited in, so it can't sort of vibrate loose. But for now, it can just stay like that. So next step is the side stand bracket. Now when I put this on, I'm going to put Loctite on the top 2 bolts, but I'm not going to put any on the bottom because I've got a little bracket to make with a hole in it for the spring, and I don't know which side I'm going to put it on yet. So better to start with, get the right size Allen key. Oh, it's there. Loctite. As I say, on the top 2 bolts, I'm Loctiting them on. The bottom 2, which I might as well put in now, I'm not Loctiting on yet until I've made the little bracket for the spring, but until I get the side stand on, you can't see what I'm doing here. Until I've got the side stand on, I don't know where the spring sort of bracket needs to be. Come on. And then this final bolt at the top, again Loctited on, and then I'll proper tighten these top 2. I also need to set the foot peg off and Loctite that on as well. Right, that's that. Them 2 tight. I don't think that's the same size. It isn't. It's the next one down. No, I was wrong. It's the same one. Right, I don't need to take that off. I'll just put some Loctite on it. And I'll screw that back on basically. Right, that's that tight. So that's the forward controls on, temporary. I'll just put the lid back on my Loctite. And well, they're not on temporarily. That's, oh, that wasn't Loctite. I've just spread it in the alley. Dirty bastard. Temporary on there because obviously, as I've already said, I'll set that when I'm on it, and then temporary on them bottom 2 because when I know where the bracket's going I can Loctite them in as well. So that's it. Cool, and that's that needs tightened up as well. That's a slightly smaller one. The only thing that disappointed me about these forward controls, the gear shifter pedal, it's solid. It doesn't rotate. So, bit of a bummer. So I'll just put a bit of Loctite on, forgot about this to be fair. Put the lid on, and then put that one on. Right, that's that tight now. Right, temporarily, that's it for now on there. And that's, I'm quite happy with the way that bracket's working out. Apart from the gear. That's better. So what I'll do is I'll ratchet out the old forward control with the side stand still attached to it, and I'll take the side stand off, but I'll show you how that's done. It's not that hard, believe it or not, to take the side stand off, but I'll show you anyways for those that don't know how it happens. So I'll just knock you off a sec and I'll come back in a minute. Right, side stand, typical Harley side stand. It usually puts the shits up most people. Side stand comes, and when you lean your bike, it things, and then it'll move, so it's got slight movement, but it locks in. I don't know if you can see it in there, if I can get the camera to come in the right place. It locks in at the top bit there, see how it, and then it'll move. And when you put your weight on, it locks it into there so it can't come off. But if you notice on there, there's a bolt, and it's just a case of loosen that bolt off, take this bit off, and then you can just pull the side stand out at the bottom. So I'll just take that off and then I'll come back. Right, side stands, as you notice I had gloves on before when I was talking about the side stand because it was covered in black, greasy, horrible crap. But I've took it off, I've cleaned it, and I've put some waterproof grease on. Now, ever since I did my videos with my electric glide, I've been using this waterproof grease, and I got it off a mate who works in a marine spot. I need to find out off him what it actually is, because I haven't got the slightest idea, but it is good stuff. It's waterproof grease basically. Also, let's put this back down here, that is the original, it's a 1/2 inch. The spanner you use on it's a 1/2 inch washer and a lock washer, but I'm replacing it with new. Now you don't have to, that's just what I am like, you know what it is. And then the top plate that unbolts, it's that piece there. Now it's easy. Forget there. You see the length of the kickstand there. Now you'll notice the shape. You've got your diamond. Well, it's a square, but at the minute it looks like diamond shape. So it actually goes on that way, so that basically the line of the stand is, you carry on with the line with the piece. Now also, if I show you in the camera there, it's got that written on there, and it says downside. So obviously that goes on down onto the stand. So, and my battery light's flashing at me now, so I'll just put this down, knock it off and change this battery in, and then we'll get back on, get the side stand put on. Right, so side stand, as I say, you can see on there it's covered in waterproof grease. I'll feed that up through the bottom. I'll clean off the excess that's just spread out the bottom, but remember, downside goes down, get it so it's in line with the rest of the stand. And then I lock that in place, and what I'll do is I'll put some Loctite on this screw. And we'll screw that into the top. I mean, it's already got a washer and a lock washer on it, but there's no harm in putting putting the Loctite on just to be as an extra precaution. Good. And then what happens is when you lean the bike, zoom in a bit on that. Yeah, so obviously side stand when it's up in the up position, swings round, hits the side of the thing so it stops, and then when you lean your bike on, it puts weight on and locks it up, and the side stand can't come off. So that's awesome. So now if I get my spring, I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see, get the spring bit into place. Yeah, it's just, you should be able to just see it. Now then, side stand spring. Now the side stand spring, I'll hook on to there, and I think it might be just a touch too short, this spring. Now, I don't know what I've done with the original. I think I might have packed it into a box. But what I'll do is I'll measure that spring, because obviously I want one that's just a tad longer. Let's have a look. No, actually that might be alright. Once it's pulled up onto the bracket, it stretches when it goes down, locks in place anyways. Nah, I still think it's too short. I'll have a look. If I go, but what I'll do, a few of my tape measure kicking about. Right, I'll just lift that up to there and go from there. Come on, yes. I'm just going to put my head in the way for a second. Right, that's an empty mill. I'm just going to measure up from the centre of the thing on the old foot peg. That'll be alright. Let's say once I make a bracket to go in there, that's for the other end of that to hook into. But what I'll do for now is I'll just knock you off. Pardon me. And I'm going to have to do something just to tie that up out of the way for now. Otherwise I'll keep walking into it. Right, I'll just knock you off for a minute. Right, I'm going to put the rear foot peg hanger on both sides. Not putting the foot peg on yet itself, but just the hanger for now. Another job off the list. If I can open the Loctite, that's it. Right, I've put Loctite on the obviously on the bolt. Right, and I want them slightly, I don't want them straight up and down, I want them just slightly facing backwards. Not that fucking much like, but yeah. Let's get a spanner on here, let's get myself a big spanner. Right, so that's that side on, and the foot peg will actually just sit at ever such a slight angle, but when it comes down obviously it'll be flat. So that's that one on, and I'll just knock it off and put the other side on. It's exactly the same as doing that, so I'll be back in a minute.